Hey everybody, Questwise here, and we decided to make a little bit of a different change in setting today. Came out here on the couch, decided to run his videos for you today. And today, in this video, we're going to continue our series on the Conan 2D20 role-playing game by MODIPHIUS. And I have a new supplement that I've just finished reading over, and I want to share it with you today. Is Conan the Mercenary. This is the next supplement I have after I bought Thief, Conan the Thief, and I've been slowly picking this up. Promised you I would go through each one of these as I picked them up and got them read. Just finished reading Conan the Mercenary the other day, here's what I have to say about it. Really, it's so far I've been really impressed with this game. I've really enjoyed. I started my journey into the 2D20 system with Star Trek Adventures. You can go back and watch my video on that earlier in the collection as well. And the reason I picked that up is because I was looking for my idea of the perfect science fiction role-playing game, and was highly impressed with the way the 2D20 system worked in that game. And I wanted to see how it would work in fantasy, so I picked up the Conan thing, and I've been in love ever since. I'm a huge fan of Robert E. Howard. He's my favorite author of all time. I mentioned that in the previous videos and stuff as well too. But and so I'm very thankful that this game holds very closely to his vision of what he wanted the Hyborian world to be. So it's been amazing. So first off, about this particular supplement, Conan the Mercenary, I have to give shout outs and props to Liam Sharp, who is the artist who did the cover art as well. It's gritty and amazing and awesome. It very much captures that very Conan feel. And then not only is it the cover photo, but they made it the interior cover art as well too. The full piece of art on the inside of the cover. MODIPHIUS has a great. I think that's a really great direction that they're taking. They're leaving nothing blank in this book, right? Everything is covered. Like the interior of the covers themselves have something on them, and it's nice to see that the company is using the full potential of every page of the book itself as well. So props to Liam. I don't know if Liam will ever watch this or not, but I did get to tell him on Facebook how much I appreciated his art and how beautiful it was. And it doesn't do it any you got to go pick up this copy of this book for yourself and look at it. It's a beautiful piece of art, but it's done in such a way that it feels very sort of gritty and it feels like it has texture to it. It's very almost like painted on it. It looks like it's painted on a canvas or something. It's gorgeous. Anyhow, beyond just the awesome artwork throughout this entire book, we get 6 new archetypes, all based upon the mercenary theme. Be it from like the young blood, sort of like early young person joining a mercenary group for whatever reason, up to things like the mercenary archetype of being sort of the merchant and the collector of goods for the mercenary company and stuff as well. So very intense theme upon a mercenary company working as a group of player characters in this world setting and stuff as well. We also get 4 new sections on different regions, ones that particularly focus or have a prominent theme of the mercenary companies. Very well detailed, again, very beautifully written, holding very true to that original Robert Howard idea of his Hyborian world. My favorite chapter of this whole thing is called The Mercenary Way, and it talks about what mercenary life would be like in this setting, in this world, no matter where you're at. And it talks about things like camp followers and what camp life is like, and supplies that the mercenaries would use, taking contracts from different people, how to get paid. Awesome things like there's ransacking and looting tables for when you're playing a game. If you're ransacking a battlefield or you're looting some sort of town after you've already sacked it. Really cool stuff. Things that you would find in those settings after having done a big battle. And then there's a bunch of mercenary adventure ideas at the end of that chapter as well too. And to really aid in the storytelling aspect of whether it be being the game master, creating the next adventure for the group, or for the players to sort of get this cool, this is the kind of theme that we want to take. This is the direction we want to go as a mercenary company kind of thing. And finally, in the end of this book, there's a great chapter on mass battles. And I've noticed that each one of these supplements has a little bit of a different sort of like additional supplemental part to the rules that advances the game even further. Now, the Conan game is a pretty crunchy game. The 2d20 system is, from what I've gathered so far, it's pretty crunchy. There's a lot of details and a lot of sort of working the way the rules work. There's a lot of pieces and parts that add together to make this thing run. And once you get those things down, the game does run very, very smoothly. I will admit the first couple times of sort of like running through this, it's a little clunky. It's a little weird because there's a lot of moving parts. But once those parts all get put into their proper places, man, this game is beautiful. And it makes sense and it flows very, very well. And I'm a big fan of the 2d20 system now. I think that's really, really cool. So what each supplement does is that they're adding a little bit further portion to the rules, expansion to the rules, I guess you could call it. So in Conan the Thief, we saw heist, a whole chapter on heists and how to construct heists and how to do that with thief-like characters. In Conan the Mercenary, we get to see the rules on sort of doing like sieges and mass battles in a Conan type of a game. And I think it's genius. This is stuff they could have put in the core rulebook, but why? There's so much stuff to do anyway already to try to get used to, that adding this stuff I think would have just been a much more confusing and much more daunting sort of book had they put it in the core rulebook. So I'm thankful that they're doing this. And some people might not. They might want to just run Conan as being sort of more of a thief type of thing. Or again, like using it to run a barbarian type of campaign. Each book sort of like expands upon what you want to play as a group and as a game master, on how you want to tell these particular tales. And so I think it's kind of cool. There might be whole groups that say we don't want to run a mercenary campaign. Like, that's just not the way kind of game we want to play. Thus, you don't have to use any of that stuff. It's just not even something you need to consider. So really cool that they're doing this in these supplements. I don't know what the next one's going to be. I haven't decided which one I'm going to pick up next, but I'm going to continue to do these because for the art alone, it's beautiful. But the details and stuff inside there, and they're just a joy to read, man. They are really, really fun just to pick up and read as sort of a fun thing at night. So yeah, Conan the Mercenary, the newest supplement, or at least the newest supplement to me for the Conan 2d20 role-playing game by MODIPHIUS. So until next time, when we come back with our next supplement for Conan, I'm Questwise, and we're out.